Imagine a man so ruthless that even the Mafia whispered his name in fear. A butcher from Brooklyn who didn't just slice meat, but carved his legend in blood. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear isn't a movie. It's a true story the mob wanted buried forever. Hit that subscribe button and let's open the file on the Brooklyn Butcher. Brooklyn, 1978. The city was a war zone wrapped in concrete. The air smelled of garbage, gunpowder, and garlic from cheap pizzerias. And in the middle of it all, one man rose from the shadows. Name? Vincent the Butcher Marino. Born in Red Hook, son of an immigrant butcher. He didn't join the Mafia. He didn't play by their rules. He hunted them. It started small, a protection racket gone wrong. Vinny refused to pay taxes to the local Colombo crew. They sent 2 soldiers to teach him a lesson. By sunrise, both men were found in the freezer behind Marino's shop, hanging on meat hooks, their faces frozen in terror. The message was clear. Vinny Marino wasn't afraid of anyone. But here's the twist. The butcher didn't do it for money. He did it for revenge. Years earlier, his younger brother, Joey, was a delivery kid for the mob. He ran small errands, moved envelopes, kept his mouth shut, until one day, he disappeared. No witnesses, no body. Only a rumor. Joey had been caught skimming cash from a gambling den. They said he ended up in the East River. That's when something inside Vincent snapped. He turned his butcher shop into a war room, and his knives became weapons of retribution. By 1980, whispers of the Brooklyn Butcher spread across New York. Mobsters vanished. Enforcers refused to work Brooklyn territory. The police? They didn't care. As long as mobsters were the ones dying, nobody asked questions. But the 5 families did care, especially the Gambinos, because one of their capos, Frankie the Spoon Mazzetti, was found in a dumpster behind a deli, his throat slit, and a meat cleaver embedded in his chest. Pinned to it, a butcher's receipt, signed V. Marino. The Mafia wanted him dead, but every hit they sent failed. The butcher moved like a ghost, always one step ahead, always watching. He knew their habits, their routes, their favorite bars. He was one of them, only smarter. Some called him a vigilante, others a psychopath. But to the families of the men he killed, justice had finally come wearing a blood-stained apron. By 1982, the FBI got involved, not because they cared about the mob, but because they feared the chaos Marino's war was unleashing. Bodies dropped weekly. The balance of power was crumbling. The Bureau launched Operation Cleaver. One undercover agent, Anthony Rossi, was sent to infiltrate Marino's circle. Rossi posed as a meat supplier from Jersey. Weeks turned to months. He earned Marino's trust, shared drinks, shared stories. Then one night, in the back of the butcher shop, Marino looked him dead in the eye and said, "You ever kill a man, Tony?" Rossi froze. Marino smiled. "Don't worry, you'll know when it's time." That time came fast. A Gambino collector named Louis Tino came to shake Marino down, didn't even make it out the front door. Marino slit his throat, dragged him to the freezer, and told Rossi, "This is what justice looks like in Brooklyn." Rossi reported everything. The FBI raided the shop 3 days later. But when they stormed in, Marino was gone. Only a pool of blood on the floor and a single word carved into the butcher block: brother. For years, no one knew where he went. Some say he fled to Sicily. Others believe the mob finally caught him. But in 1995, a fisherman near Coney Island pulled up a sealed barrel from the water. Inside, a skeleton wearing a butcher's apron, the knife still in its hand. Dental records confirmed it was Vincent Marino. The Brooklyn Butcher was finally dead. Or was he? Because a few months later, 3 men connected to the Colombo family were found murdered, each with a butcher's knife left beside their bodies. No prints, no witnesses, only the same signature, a blood mark shaped like a cleaver. To this day, some old-timers in Brooklyn still swear that Marino's ghost haunts the neighborhood. They say if you walk by an old pizzeria on Court Street late at night, you can hear the faint sound of a meat slicer running, and smell the mix of tomato sauce and iron. Maybe it's just the city breathing, or maybe the butcher's still carving his justice. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this was only one slice of New York's bloodiest legend. Next time, we're diving deeper into the shadows, where family, honor, and revenge all cost the same thing: your life.